Let's open up everything.
Whoa!
I know. Oh my god. I just want to get like really close up on here.
Hello!
And welcome back to Party Chick Astrology. I'm Nina.
I'm Shaina.
And this is What We Love About Your Sign Mukbang. We've got all of this from, sorry, my mouth is watering. All of this from Doomy's Next Mix, completely vegan, and you wouldn't even know it from looking at it.
It's a place in like West Hollywood. If you're interested, not Doomy's, not just the plain Doomy's. That's trash. Little garbage emoji. It's thrown in there, but like Doomy's Next Mix.
If you're a gluten-free, high-maintenance princess like Shaina.
This is gluten-free.
Yeah.
That's gluten-free. This is not.
This is not.
They have a lot of gluten-free options.
I don't have that problem. So what we have here is we've got the nacho fries with lots of vegan cheese and no vegan meats. Shaina's got the carnitas.
Yeah, and I got it with no vegan cheese. I flipped it.
No vegan cheese, all the vegan meat.
Yeah.
Got some taquitos and tacos, some flautas. Now let's get into what we love about your sign. We figured that we did a drunk ramble for what we hate about your sign. If you haven't watched those, check those out. But this is now eating and what we love about your sign.
And we promised you some light content.
Yes,
you're
light,
getting it.
fluffy.
And we're only giving ourselves 10 minutes to talk about each sign.
Yeah, it's a Mercury and Capricorn challenge.
This is not just somebody's sun sign. We're not just talking about what we love about Aries sun or Taurus sun. It's just about what we love about the signs' whole energy in general.
Okay, now let's get into what we love about Taurus. If you haven't noticed, we already filmed Aries, so we've made we've made a little dent in all of this massive food.
You can't tell.
You can barely tell, so you're like new Taurus. It doesn't matter what came before you.
What better time to film a mukbang than for Taurus energy?
What don't we love about Taurus?
Yeah, that's very true. You have your part of fortune, Taurus, and I just have a chart very compatible with the energy of Taurus. It's just so chill. And that, at the end of the day, is what I appreciate about it the most. If you have a Taurus around, you're not going to be stressing about them. You know, they're not stressing about anything. You know, they're like, we'll get there when we get there. Like, they're not adding any anxiety.
There's no, like, try-hard energy, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And for that reason, there's like no pressure on a lot of things. When you're hanging out with a Taurus, it's not like everything needs to be the Met Gala. Not everything needs to be a fucking whatever the fuck is comparable to a Met Gala.
Because they're so easily satisfied. And that's what I love so much about the energy of Taurus. Why I think it's exalted in the moon placement is because it needs the least to thrive. And that's what you have to appreciate. If it's like, yeah, Taurus energy right now is getting very muddled, especially married with like capitalism and money and all that stuff. But if you get them down to the basics, if they have like shelter, food, some warm, cozy blanket or bed, and maybe
a cuddle buddy.
And a cuddle buddy. Yeah, then they're fucking happy as all hell. And they're really fully and genuinely, sincerely happy. And that's just such a pure energy. How can you mess with that? It's so honest. They just want peace.
And how great is that? To have a Taurus in your life, Venus, Taurus, Moon, whatever, you don't need to ever feel super criticized. Or feel like you should be doing more, or you should be different, or you should be, you know, doing this, that, or the other for them. They just like are so appreciative of what they have in the simplest things. And that's the most beautiful thing, is like how much they can enjoy just the simple pleasures in life. Like when you're hanging out with someone and you're like not even talking, you're just, I don't know, snacking and watching some TV. And they turn to you and they're like, how great is this? That this is just it. You know? You can grow old with that kind of energy. Like, it's fantastic.
I always say Taurus is one of the most underrated signs. I think it's just more than anything looked over, because it's like nobody has ever really screamed on social media about an issue with the Taurus. Like, they hold grudges, but after a while you're like, okay, they deserve it. That's their like one thing. You know what I mean?
They're stubborn, whatever.
And it makes sense why they're so stubborn, because they're just like, I'm not asking for much, so I'm
Just
gonna
give
be
it to
stubborn on these minimal things that I'm asking for. I also like that they make sense. Wherever that energy is in that person's chart, wherever the Taurus energy is, all their actions make sense and they match up with what they say. They match up with who they are. They're never like throwing a curveball at you. It's always just like, yeah, when this happens, you respond like this. And so it's always easy for me, at least. I like being able to like predict how somebody is going to react in a situation, because you don't know. And like, I'm not good at doing that with people because I don't understand people at all. But with the Taurus, you can do that because it makes sense. Everything like 1 + 1 = 2. With Taurus, you know? It's never anything more.
You know, we just turned 23, and Taurus is just the kind of energy that you appreciate as you get older, as you age. The more you know about life, the simpler you want it to get.
Yeah.
Taurus is just an energy to shout out to all the grandmas there. And
just as I love any earth energy, it just has high expectations. And I just appreciate that in a Taurus, because I feel like whatever a Taurus likes, they really love and care about, and so they like won't compromise the quality of, and so they really appreciate when people put work in. They appreciate craftsmanship and they appreciate those little things. And also just because they're so aware of their money, they're always so aware of where their money's going and who they're giving it to, and that's always something that I always appreciate.
I mean, I think if you're a Taurus, you've got it made.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that our world right now doesn't reward Taurus energy so much. Taurus energy in today's society has turned into shopping designer and stuff like that doesn't matter. But when it comes to like what the world rewards, we're not rewarding, you know, what Taurus energy is here to teach us about, which is just to like relax and actually take some time for yourself, for self-care, to love yourself.
Yeah, it's ruled by Venus.
Yeah,
How lovely.
Yeah, to actually appreciate the things that you have around you, because Taurus is the 5 senses. And right now we're just rushing around like eating without tasting our food and
not
doing
living in the
things without
moment,
feeling, and not stopping and smelling the roses. It's literally Taurus is stopping and smelling the roses. And I think everyone needs more Taurus energy right now.
Yeah, Tauruses like don't give a fuck because they can't be bothered. They know what they like too. Like a Taurus is going to like the same things that they liked as a kid, and they're not gonna give a shit if it's like irrelevant when they're older. And you just have to commend the fact that like they're who they are through and through. You can put them in whatever situation, you can put them in whatever thing, and they're going to stay themselves, which that can get to the extreme of like not being adaptable, but we're talking about what we love, and it's just nice to have somebody who has like a strong core and center and like knows who they are, and it can't be moved by, you know, outside things.
Here's something that is super commendable about Taurus that I want to highlight. I was thinking about it when I was watching the Taylor Swift documentary, and like when you watch the Taylor Swift documentary, you realize how like she is a really, really insecure person, which I'm sure is like valid, being famous at like whatever.
I
like
think she projects that a
or
lot. I think it's very obvious she's very, very insecure.
Oh, I don't know. It just became extremely abundantly apparent that she didn't have like a very strong sense of self, and you could never say that about a Taurus. They have a very strong sense of self.
That's very true.
And that's a good thing about like not being easily swayed. That you're not living to appease anybody else because you are so secure in yourself. And even like the body image issues that she was talking about, Taurus won't let that get to their head, because they'll look in the mirror and love themselves the way they are because they are so steadfast in their sense of self. And because also when it comes to body image issues, they look at themselves and they're like, if this little piece of whatever is what I pay for eating a wonderful plate of delicious nacho fries, then I'll take it, because this is not worth giving up. This adds so much to my life, and this is what makes me happy. And you really see how like it's important how Tauruses prioritize things. They really prioritize what's important, and they don't let the mess of the outside noise get to their head to change what's truly important at the end of the day.
And they're just so dependable, like any earth sign, but I think more than the other two, Taurus is the most dependable. They're not going to let anything that kind of happens in their life change their friendships or change those people that they think of that are very close to them. And I think that's just so good to know that, like, if you call up a Taurus and you need their help, they will always help you if they have the means and ability to. Because they're such consistent people, they can just keep friends for so much longer because they don't ever lose that core sense of who they are.
And just like steadfast in what they believe as well. They're not going to keep around a friend just for the sake of keeping them around.
Yeah, that crosses a line. Like if somebody crosses their line, they're going to cut them out, and they're not going to do that fake shit of like cutting them out and then talking to them a week later. They're going to like actually cut that person out of their life.
Very decisive, which Bachelor Pilot Pete is not right now. So we need more Taurus energy out here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not too surprised to see an editing Shaina here, but I just wanted to add something that we totally forgot that I know we both love about Taurus, and I think everybody loves about Taurus, and it's just how affectionate they are and how open they are to being affectionate. Like, if a Taurus wants to be all like cuddly and mushy, like they don't feel uncomfortable. Like, male or female, it doesn't matter what gender they are or what the situation is. If they feel some sort of feeling towards you, they're just gonna let them feel it and be honest and open, and they're never going to like withhold their affection for somebody or withhold their lovey Venusian feelings just because of some social construct or because they feel like they have to, or X, Y, and Z. Now this might be just like a personal thing, but it's never an overwhelming amount because it's Taurus, because it's Earth. It's never like that Pisces kind of love and affection where it can get to be overwhelming and like too much at one time and not right for the situation. Like, it always has that undertone of like Earth groundedness. There's nobody better to cuddle with than somebody with some type of Taurus energy in them. If you have a Taurus and Cancer together and they're like platonic friends, but they want cuddles, they're not going to care. Let's just cuddle, be lovely, share affection, share love, because that's what you need. That's what fuels Taurus, and that's what fuels most of us anyways. So that's just something I super appreciate about this energy, especially being a Capricorn who can not naturally feel those things or can, you know, withhold those things. The Taurus kind of like gives you a platform to like let your feelings and affections be, and it's just lovely. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, so that is what we love about Taurus. Next is Gemini. We'll see you sometime next week.
Yes. Stay tuned for Gemini, because if you're a Taurus, then you probably have some Gemini placements.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have a Venus in Taurus or a Mercury in Taurus. Maybe you want to check out the Aries video.
Ooh.
And all that stuff, and yay! Bye!